Uh-oh. Looks like the OBS is going to get a 4L80 before it was supposed to. We have the 1995. It's the 1995 4L60 in this thing. Come from a 95 Impala, of course. And it, I think I put about like 10 or 11,000 miles on this whole build since I got it done. It's my daily driver. I mean, it's everywhere. I go everywhere, drive everywhere in this truck. Well, the transmission has decided I'm done. I'm not doing it no more. I still got first and second gear, third and fourth. Well, there is no fourth. I got reverse. So we're going to do a 80E swap before it's time. We were supposed to do 6.0 4L80E. Looks like it's just going to get a 4L80E minus the 6.0. Like I said, we still, we got 60/40s in there now. Clean them up a little bit. They could use a little more. We're definitely gonna, Shorty says she's gonna come out here and do some burnouts and what's left of the transmission, see what it does. Not really enthused about putting this transmission in here because, like I said before, I was wanting to do the 6.0 and the 4L80 at once, with a cam, with some heads, try to make about 400, and then sell the truck. That was the plan. Well, the problem I have is the 6.0 that I thought that I had may be gone. 94 OBS has been nothing but trouble the past couple weeks. Past couple weeks has been nothing but trouble. So I do got a set of long tube headers. I got several cams to choose from. The only issue that I have, if I put a cam in here, I would love to have a stall converter. I don't have a stall converter for my 80E. The 80E come from the, what did it come out of? 2005 Silverado 2500. We do got an exhaust leak. She got quite a bit of squat on it. Oh, we're gonna be putting some LED lights in here too, man. I just linked up with Auto Links. We're gonna got some LED lights to put in, auto LED bulbs to put in. Just hooked up with Teletronics. We're gonna be putting a digital dash possibly in here. Hooked up with Teletronics. We're gonna go ahead and do the digital dash thing. So I like the squat it got on it. Low 22s in the back, 20s in the front, exhaust leak from I'll get out. So, you know, I'm tempted to put the long tubes on it, put a cam in it, 80E in it, but once again, like I said, I don't have a converter. I would love to have a 2800 stall converter, then put a cam in it. Once I put this transmission in it, I'm not pulling it back apart again. It'll go. Well, I guess she's gonna kill it. She's gonna kill it. Poor 4L60 is done, y'all.
RIP to the Ford L60E.
And she got on the two-step. It ain't gonna shift. It ain't gonna shift. That girl rough on some wheels, man. She rough. Got on the two-step, hammering. Didn't take much to do it. And there's the 22s on the back. Bone stock 5.3 with a 1995 4L60 that's dead. First and second gear only. So, it is what it is. Everything's a race car with her, man. Everything's a race car. think she's done. Think she's done. She's done. So race cars. There she is on the jack stands. Pulling out the old dead 4L60. First gear, second gear. Shout out to my co-worker. Hooked me up with the 4L60. And then, yeah, we was going to go 4L80. We was going to do 4L80. But then, like I said, I had to change the yoke. I had to change the wiring. And then have to do a segment swap. So, I mean, would have been simpler, easier, but somewhat not easier. Either way, the transmission has to come out. So that's why I opted for the 4L60. Now, this 4L60 is identical to what I'm pulling out. Another 95, but this is a rebuild. So we good. The last one was good, though. I'm not going to say it wasn't. The last one was good. Lasted me 10, 11,000 miles, I want to say. And no telling how many miles was on it before I got it. So I ain't mad about that. I'm just frustrated with the fact that I got to pull it. Not enthused. But it's coming out. And here we are. Old trans is out. Here's my new trans. I was just comparing torque converter numbers, which are a little different. But I believe it's because this was from a car, this was from a truck. I was hoping this would be a higher stall. But it's saying 16 to 1800 or 15 to 1600, I think, on both of these. I was hoping to be like 2000, but hey, you win some, you lose some. The tail housings are not 100% the same as far as where the mount goes. The transmission mount on this tail housing is on the tail housing itself. The mount on this one is actually on the casing. I'm not tripping on that. Then the fluid looks good and red, doesn't stink, doesn't smell burnt. But I do notice, I think I'm gonna have to cut these little wings off right here on both sides. This one here didn't have it. I don't remember cutting them off. Maybe I did, but so be it. I'll sawzall them off and slap this dude in there. All I like is finishing up. So another 4L60 here, looking good, going in. I just want to make sure that this little plug in is all my plugs look good. Yeah, everything looks decent, man. It did have the neutral safety switch on the side. If you look at this one, look at how nasty that fluid is. Oh man, I'm just sitting here making a mess. But for the most part, these transmissions should be identical. I mean, the housing may be somewhat different, but they're both like I said, this one 95 Impala, this one 95 C1500. So same setup, 4L60, plug it right in, go with it. Put my flex plate bolts in and dry shaft and ready to roll. I am going to measure the tail housings. I want to say they're the same. They're the same length. But I don't understand is why this one, see where the trans mount is, and then this one, like I said, is actually on the casing itself. Which, like I said, again, it's not a bad thing. No biggie. Just two different housings there. And then the numbers on the converters are different. Let me get this dude in, and then so we can get back in the traffic with it. I mean, it wouldn't hurt. It'd probably been better off to put the 4L80 in here. being that I want to do the 6.0 and stuff later, which probably is not going to happen. I'm actually, the way the truck is, might just go ahead and go the way it is. I enjoy driving it, but hey, I got other projects I need to finish, and why not go ahead and let it go. So if anybody's interested, you know, I may let it go on a deal. Who knows? I may let it go on a deal. It is a 1994 C1500, no rust. It does have a dent right there, and it has a dent on the bed on the other side. I did cut the fender wells for the wheels on the inside, and that's it. It does have a brand new windshield that now has a crack in it. That windshield brand new, for some reason now has a crack in it. I just put 60/40 seats in it. They're not the prettiest, they're not the best, but it's not a bench. It does have a 5.3 in it. Bone stock, unknown miles. This here's fresh rebuild 4L60 by a reputable individual. So it can go. It can go. The wheels won't go with it. I have to more than likely have to return the wheels. So I don't want to let the wheels go with it, but they will have some wheels to go with it. It's been a good truck. Runs good. Like I said, I've put about 10,000 on it. You seen Shorty out here cutting up in it. 10 or 11. All I know is I've changed the oil several times in it. Several times. I stay on the move in this truck. It is my daily that goes everywhere. You know, it's seen several states as is. Several states. So before I go, I'd like to take it up to a couple more states and then ride out from there. All right, we back in the OBS green bean. Transmission in, shifting all right. Man, I'm glad to be back in it, but you notice how loud it is? It's too loud. I actually had to cut part of the exhaust. I slid the motor back to get the drive shaft inside the engine more, or inside the transmission more. So I'm going to go get a piece of either pipe, flex pipe, something. I can't take it, it's too loud. And it's just before the muffler, so hence it's going to be loud, real loud. So that's where we going there. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it yet. Might do flex. Might do, like I said, I want to do the headers, and I don't know, man. I don't know what I want to do now. Keep driving it, I know, but and then once I get out, I'm going to show y'all the stance. I had air shocks on it. I took the air shocks off, put regular shocks on it, and it's now beating me to death. So I think I'm going to put the air shocks back on it and go from there. Alright, y'all. Sorry about the wind. A little windy, but you can see we are hitting. We are rubbing. We've been rubbing for a little while, but not as bad as now. And what I did was put new shocks. You look in there, you see I put some new shocks on it. Took the air shocks off. The air shocks were causing where they were leaking bad. You know, and once they start leaking all the way down, I no longer can control how far it sits. You know, it'll sit on the bump stops, and that makes for a rough ride. Well, now that I have shocks on it, it's making for a rougher ride. I've opted to put on some different shackles. They're no longer lowering shackles. I hope it don't put it at a factory ride height, because I don't want that. I just want it raised up to where it clears the tire, so no more rubbing around curves. And you know, I could possibly put some things in the back. I can't do that now because it'll sit even lower. We do have the transmission in, the green bean. Again, I do have a grill for it. I'm gonna put a grill in it. We got some LEDs, auto links. Got some LEDs for that. I like the stance it has. It's not feasible. It's not a feasible to be a truck. I like driving a truck, and you know, this stance is not very common in my area, But since I've been riding around like this, I've seen 3 others now. So, you know, starting a little something, I guess. Starting a little something. Yeah, man, the green bean, it is louder now. I had to cut the exhaust. Some of the exhaust, I slid the motor back about 1 inch to get it, the drive shaft in the transmission a little more. And that inch, yeah, that inch may make some difference here. I know it makes a difference on the racetrack. But this side of the wheel, I've never had it rubbing. Now it's rubbing over here. So that's telling me it's sitting way, way too low. I like the stance. I wish the wheels sat in another 1/2 inch and I leave it like that, but they don't. I've rolled the fenders, I've trimmed the fenders. I've done everything to try to get what I want, the stance I want. I like this stance, but again, I'm gonna put these other shackles on and we'll see what she looks like then. We do have a flip kit on it, so that's one reason why it's sitting so much lower than what it was. I'll start it up, let y'all hear how loud it is. Loud. Too loud. A lot louder than I want it to be. So I'm gonna have to address that also. Right now I gotta get this get these tires out of this fender well. It's eating them up. They're actually ate up. I do have another set of tires that I'm gonna put on it. On the rear. Again, I'm saying, like, I'm considering letting this thing go. I'm letting it go. And I don't know how much yet, but it'll be a deal for somebody. 5.3, 4L60. 4L60's fresh, not very many miles on the rebuild. Man, I just put a windshield in it. I don't know what happened. Something hit it. Cracked the windshield. Right there, it's just gonna be what it is right now because that cost me a little bit and the insurance wasn't gonna cover it because I didn't have full coverage. What else was I gonna do here? We was talking about digital dash. I doubt it. Restomod offered to fix my headliner for me, and I said, I ain't gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna worry about it. Well, sooner or later, I'm gonna have to worry about it. Because, you know, I don't understand how it's all cut up, but I do know that the guy that put the windshield in pointed some things out for me, and he fixed some things. So what issues I did have before, I shouldn't have anymore, hopefully. Well, I guess she's going to kill it. She's going to kill it. Poor 4L60 is done, y'all. And she got on the 2-step. It ain't gonna shift. It ain't gonna shift. That girl rough on some wheels, man. She rough. Got on the 2-step, hammering. Didn't take much to do it. And there's a 22s on the back. Bone stock 5.3 with a 1995 4L60 that's dead. First and second gear only. So, it is what it is.